they were like handing out the sushi already. So I was like, oh, they were a lot faster than what the lady said. So I feel like I could have gotten some sushi, which I wish I did. And Marcozo59 is giving me a ton of likes. Hey, what's up, Marcozo59? Thanks for all the the live. I guess it's like the heart function on TikTok Live. Yay! This is what I got. I also got miso soup. Let me toss this to the side. They gave me soy sauce for some reason. Ooh, it's all messy over here. We get some napkins too. And I'm gonna get a beer. And I wanna wash my hands. Can the TikTok stream see this? Yeah, they can see this. But it's like in the chat, in the comments. So I have udon and a beer. Let's go. Udon and a beer. How about this camera? Is this camera working? This one, oops. It's not working. Camera 1. Is this thing broken? This thing could be broken. I want my side camera too. I think I might have broke these little dongle things during the Charming Joe stream. And I have a couple more music gigs this weekend too. Hopefully that works. Yeah, nice. Good. So that works pretty well. We got that going on. I want to refocus this to here. All right, cool. All right, let's eat and let's talk. I have some talking points. First, let me crack open this beer. Cheers. Cheers to you. It's a little bit tricky trying to work together with TikTok as well, because the way I have it set up on TikTok is that I only have the middle part and the sides are cropped out, so exactly the 16:9, but the 9:6 middle part is only showing on TikTok, so I'm cropping that out, and the sides are not relevant there. So I have to kind of just remember to just be in the middle of this. Cheers. Where's your rabbit, Bill Clinton? What is that? Does that have to do with the Game Awards? Was Bill Clinton at the Game Awards? Bill Clinton? I used to be a huge Bill Clinton fan when I was growing up. 1996, that's when he was elected. Cheers. Udon. Ooh, look at that. Cheers. Yo. Mmm. Mmm. There's not really any meat except for the the crab cake. Imitation crab cake. All right, let's talk about something. Chat, I have a question. Let's start it off hot. And then we're going to go into some more deeper topics, and then we're going to finish it off with the game awards, and then I'll do some unboxings. Bill Clinton destroyed our economy with his housing bill that caused the housing bubble. I wish I could show the like TikTok. I suppose I could, right? I could put like TikTok here too. I love udon noodles, but stir fried. Ooh, I don't think I've had stir fried udon noodles. I like udon soup, which is what I'm having. This is pretty cheap. I wish I got the sushi. Okay. Topic number 1. While we're talking, I want to ask you guys what. So, as you guys know, I'm in the Twitch streaming sphere, and within the streaming sphere there are a lot of e-girls, right? So I do follow a lot of e-girls because they're in the realm, and also they post hot pictures. But what started happening on my Twitter timeline, I follow them on Twitter. This is what I'm talking about, Twitter. I follow them on my Twitter timeline, and what they do is 2 things. The Twitter girls follow other e-girls, and they comment on their stuff. And for some reason, Twitter makes it so that I could see what they do. I could see what their like activity is. So they always love each other. Like, some girl will post a hot picture, and then another girl would just comment on it, like, I love you, can I kiss you, or something like that. And then the girl will reply, yes, please, or something like that. What's up with that? Okay, first of all, why do girls love girls and they interact with each other like that on the internet? I don't think I would ever say that shit to anyone on the internet. I don't think I could be like, oh, hey, like, Cook sucks, when can we kiss, or some shit like that. I mean, I don't know. So it's such like a interaction that exists. And then the other thing is, I follow these girls, right? And I guess what's becoming popular these days is Findom, which I just recently found out about. So Findom stands for Financial Dominatrix. So a lot of these girls would like, they would flex their Findom shit. So like basically what Findom is, if you don't know what Findom is, girls will basically be insulting and like they'll just be mean, and then guys will pay them for that for whatever reason. I don't know why, but guys for some reason like that shit. So they open up their PayPal so that guys could just donate to them, and then girls will just like insult them and say shit like you only exist to give me money, you pay pig. And they call them pay pigs too. They're pay pigs. And then they'll post like the screenshot of them getting money, and they get hella money, like $200 and stuff like that. And then it's like, yes, I please allow me to give you money. And she's like, I don't know, you better be giving me money. And then they talk shit. So it's like, they're like, oh, look at this basic guy who looks like he's a basic guy. If he ever wanted to have attention from me, he better be paying $200 or some shit like that. Flexing their wins is a part of Fandom. Ah. It's so weird. Mofo Chino, what's up? When can we handshake? Jim Crow Joe? What the hell? Joe Biden racist? Another guy is gonna compliment John like that. It's for cross-account attention and follow collab. Oh, I see. Pigu stole Cook Sucks kiss. I had already kissed Cook Sucks, but like I wasn't gonna tweet about it. I wasn't gonna be like, man, you look good in that. When can we kiss? Or some shit. Get pay abused? Yeah, basically. So John wants to insult a guy for money? No. I don't see what's the appeal of that. I mean, I think if you're a girl and you're getting money, like, dude, and they get hella money too. And like, you know, might as well, dude. That's how what the world is allowing me to do, and I'm getting hella money. Then fuck it, you know. If I'm gonna be insulted, then I should be paid. That's why I go to work every day. Dude, you don't got a kitchen? I do have a kitchen. It's over there where this like white light is. I just don't use it. It just has a bunch of junk in there. Why is it weird people are going to like what they like? It's weird. I'm not saying like you can't do that. I'm not saying people can't like what they like, but it's fucking weird. Like, it's so okay. Here's my complaints about. And you can tell me what you guys think about Findom or whatever. But here are my things about Findom. When I read it, it's so like there's a few parts to it. There's one where there's the insulting part to guys, and there's the other part where it's like they feel superior to the people who are giving them money. And it just seems such like I mean you could like that for whatever reason. If you like that shit, then you know you like that. But it's just like it seems so crass. Like that's your. I don't know if it's fake too. Sometimes I feel like they're just doing it just so that they can get money or whatever, or like that's like the content that they produce. But it just seems so like mean. It's so mean. It's like dominatrix. It's a rare fetish. Yeah, maybe. Some of it is fake too. Yeah, maybe it's a fetish. But like, I'm not fetish shaming or anything like that. But it's just like that particular thing is. It seems so weird. Like I feel bad. Like I don't feel if I mean I can't understand it because it's not for me, right? So I'm not hating on it, but I'm just saying like I feel bad. Like she's like, oh, I only exist for you to give me money. You're such a blah blah blah. They're like insulting you and everything. You have. I'll only allow you to have $20 this month so that you can buy a sandwich or some shit like that. Now you have to give me $2,000, and it's just like, what the fuck? I wonder why people pay for OnlyFans. How are people paying money for that? I mean, OnlyFans is like, you get to see some like sexual content, right? You get to see a girl's titties and shit. And like, you can decide whether or not you want to pay for that or if it's like worth it, your money, however much the subscription is. However, there's an obvious transaction there that you benefit from. You get to see boobs or even better. But I don't know how I feel about paying to get insulted. And it's like a lot of money too. It's like $50, $100, $200. It's a lot. What do you guys think about Findom? I wanted to put Findom in the title, but I felt I was afraid of getting flagged or something by Twitch. You guys have any opinions on Findom? And by the way, the TikTok chat, you guys can't see the chat, but the chat's like over here. You can kind of see it a little bit. Streaming on Twitch. I had heard that if you put stuff that like you are streaming on another platform or things that like push you off the TikTok platform, they suppress you. So, not my thing. But I'd rather buy pizza than my... Yeah, I'm broke, dude. Would you let a girl step on you like a footstool? No. Not willingly. Unless it was like... I mean, I guess it depends on the situation. If it was like for content or something, maybe I'd think about it. But like, just randomly, like, no. What the fuck? I had a girlfriend who wanted me to tie her shoe. And like, I did it a couple times, but... I thought it was weird. Like, what the fuck? Tie your own shoe. why I gotta tie your shoe? Like, if I'm doing a favor for you, your hands are full or something like that. Or, you know, why I gotta tie your shoe? Hey, how do you guys feel about holding a girl's bag? I had a conversation about this with a girl I dated before, too. Do you guys think it's a gentleman's thing to hold a girl's bag for them? Broke, what about all those shoes and electric boards you buy? Okay, maybe I'm not like broke, but I'm broke to like I'm a little broke. I'm a little broke because of those reasons. And those are because I'm addicted to buying. I have a shopper's addiction. I guess, but I have money to buy that stuff, but I don't have money to give to a girl to insult me for like once. You know, are there snacks in the bag? Okay, let me give the context. Hold on. Okay, the context is, let's say you're dating a girl, or she's your girlfriend, or your wife, or whatever, right? You have a significant other. And you know, girls, they carry purses and bags and stuff. Is it considered a gentlemanly thing to, when you're going out with a girl and you're walking around or whatever, to hold her bag for her so she doesn't hold the bag? I think in some situations, holding stuff for your girl or your guy or whatever, your significant other, is a sign and a term of endearment that you are kind of like a gentleman and you're cordial and chivalrous to them, right? You're thinking of them. So, let's say you're going shopping, right? And you are buying some stuff, and she has like stuff to carry, right? She has her bags, and they're kind of heavy, and you're still going shopping. It's Black Friday. We want to go check out these few shops. So she bought some clothes, she bought some things, so she has some shopping bags. It's kind of heavy, right? So it can be like, oh, I'll carry it for you. I'll hold it for you. Or you're going grocery shoppings. You get some food or whatever. Like, she has extra stuff to carry. Let me hold that for you. I'll carry it temporarily. But let's say you're in a situation where she's not holding anything. You're just walking together. You're not holding anything. There's nothing. Is it on you, the guy, to hold her bag? I don't think so, in my opinion. Like, is that, like, I think that's her bag. It was her choice to bring it. And it's her personal items, right? I think she should be responsible for her own bag. That's just what I think. The bag holding goes both ways, so I don't mind. Me have a GF, I wish. She can put her purse in the other bags. If I do, I'm rummaging. I read it, rummaging. I wouldn't ask her to hold my wallet. Yeah, right? That's what I'm saying. I had a girlfriend that once wanted me to just tie her shoes for her. And I was like, I mean, I'll tie your shoes sometimes if you need me to tie your shoe. It's like as a favor. But I don't think it's my job or duty to tie your shoe. You should tie your own shoe. It's your shoe. What the hell? You want me to fucking wipe your ass too? I don't have to. Like, what's the line here? You know what I mean? What are you, a toddler? We'll get you Velcro shoes if you gotta tie them. What's more weird than the sissy wannabe PayPal guy? That's more weird than this is interesting. Ask her to tie her shoe. I don't know. I couldn't ask people. Like even if some situations where like I kind of need help. I'm not like the person to ask for help most of the time, unless it's like I really could use some help. I used to think that was a gentleman thing to do, but fuck no, not anymore. Shoe tie fetish. If I have to tie your shoe for the 4th time, I'm gonna use duct tape. Have you guys ever been in a situation like that? Have you guys had experience with that? Anyways, this whole topic came up from findomism. I don't know if that's the right word. Findom. If anyone has any experience or any opinions about any of those topics, findom or being a gentleman, stuff like that, feel free. Yo, Quimby, what's up? Captain Sabo. Breakfast Show. Hollywood. Holding a girl's bag is findom. Within reason, yeah. Cast on your arm throughout your bag, yeah. I'll tie them because there's a goddamn reason. Oh, throughout your back. Yeah, right. Like if there's a reason, then sure, you know, why not? There's like context to that, but I think some girls just think like just because you're their boyfriend, you have to do shit like that, and I feel like that's asking for too much. But that's coming from my perspective. What, maybe do girls have a thought about that? Like, I don't expect my girlfriend to tie my shoe or like necessarily carry any of my stuff, right? So why is it that I have to do that? But okay, what I will do though is that I do open doors for girls. But what I don't do is I don't open the chair for them. I feel like pulling a chair for a girl is a little too old and maybe a little too... That's like kind of like you do that shit for grandmas, right? Like, okay, I'll open the door for a girl, right? Or anyone. Like, I feel like that's a gentleman thing to do. I'm really curious about this. Like, where's the line that's being drawn here, right? According to the Webster's Dictionary, tying a woman's shoe is fandom. I'll tie my own shoe, says Quimby. Yeah, I want to know some girls' perspective on this. I'll offer my jacket if they're cold, even if I'm cold too. I do that, but only to girls that I like. I think. I think I'll do this to some friends too. But like, you know, if it's cold for them, chances are it's cold for me too. So it's like, why would I give up my jacket? I'm cold. Do I gotta suffer? But if it's a girl that I like, then yeah, hell yeah, I'll give up the jacket like ASAP. Girls want a traditional man with chivalry, but girls are no longer traditional themselves. Chivalry. Are you guys dating teenagers? Sounds very immature. No, I'm just saying about in the past. That's like, I mean, was I a teenager at the time when I experienced that? I was 18 to 20-ish. Late teens. It hasn't happened to me in a long time, but I have been in situations recently where I considered giving my jacket to a girl. But I don't know. What do you guys think? I think I'm selective about giving my jacket up. The door thing is like, that's a free handout. Like I'll open the door for anyone, right? Oh, unless I only open my car door for girls. And girls who I'm friends with, who they can just open their own door. But if I want to impress a girl, I'll open the car door for them. But any random door, regular door, I open doors for anyone. Usually they're wearing less. I don't have my booba out. That reminds me of some girls use the I'm cold so they can steal your hoodie like Rose. Who's Rose? Oh, Rose? The Sri Lankan Rose? You can only give your jacket to a girl you're trying to have S with. Is that right? Not necessarily, but like you can have. I mean, along those lines. After you smash the girl, you stop opening the door. No. What do you guys think about pulling a chair for a girl? Like, I think pulling a chair is a little too much. I don't know if you guys would agree with that. Because I kind of feel like you pull a chair for like your grandma or something, like an old lady. Too old-timey for me. I can't do car door either. Really? I do car door all the time to girls that I would like, or I would want to give my respect to, you know. But if we're like cool with each other and we're just homies and there's nothing going on between us, then you know they can open their own car door. What do you think about Chat GPT? Does it get yo nostalgic about Smarter Child? I've never used Smarter Child, so I don't know that much about it. But I do want to talk about Chat GPT. That's an interesting topic. What's up, TSA Nobi said. Pulling a chair is like a double-edged sword because when you stop doing it, then it becomes a problem. Interesting. I'm not holding a car door or else she will expect that every time. I do it almost every time. If I can. But I think there are some situations where it's like, you know, you can't open the door, you know? So, okay, let's if you guys don't have anything else to talk about, let's go on to the next topic. Chat GPT. What is Chat GPT? If you guys don't know, basically what Chat GPT is it's a AI generated text prompt thing that you can tell it what to do and it will make something for you or like answer something for you. So you can do something like what people have done is you type in make a 3-paragraph essay that discusses the To Kill a Mockingbird or some shit like that. Right? And then so this thing will just write it for you. It's AI generated, this whole thing. And some people use it for code, like write a C# code that takes a screenshot of my webcam or something like that. So like it exists. So it's pretty interesting, I think. Like, what do you guys think about AI? The AI, the implications of this program and the strength of it is that basically it will cut down the amount of work that humans need to do, especially when it's stuff like that. Like, oh, I need to write this program. Let's just have this AI write this shit, and then we'll check it out. That way, like people, you know, like programmers, they're getting paid like hundreds of thousands of dollars to figure out how to do the code, which usually takes hours to not only figure out, but also write and troubleshoot. So like, not only does this AI program tell you what the code is, but if it doesn't work, it will tell you how to fix it, which is crazy. So like, and it does it in like minutes. It's pretty interesting. Sounds dangerous. Yeah. Wasn't Smarter Child on AIM chat? I don't remember. I heard the name before. Write a better version of yourself. It's mostly fake output though. I mean, it's like it's AI generated based off of like data. So like, I guess it depends on the data, right? English class got a lot easier. Yeah, people were basically saying like, where was this when I was in school? because then you can just AI generate the essay and then put it through a paraphraser, and then you can submit that, and it's done in minutes. It's so crazy. Honestly, we're all just fucking our future generations. Syntax error, please input new requests, John and stuff. So I'm curious, like, why do you guys think about that? Personally, my opinion is that I'm like a embracer of new technology, and it seems really interesting because it advances technology. But there's a lot of people who are afraid of like the newest forms of technology. Like people were afraid of the internet when it first came out. Oh, we can now talk to each other, people across the world. Like, what are the implications of security on that? You know what I mean? Now this guy can hack my computer from India and he can drain my bank account. But you know how many times does that happen? It doesn't really happen all that often. So it's not really like a danger. So are the worries of AI exaggerated? Because we've seen and learned from media where, you know, the Black Mirror or some shit like that, these AI programs, they learn to do things too crazy, and like they took our jubes, you know what I mean? Or like they'll have a robot uprising against humans because they deem us a danger to the planet or some shit like that, you know what I mean? So like where like what's scary about AI? I'm curious. Remember Blue Book exams in the university? Nope. I don't think I did that. Hack Neuralink. Okay, I can understand some of the implications that you guys might be thinking of, right? So if you are a student that's growing up now in the age of AI, let's say maybe in a couple of years AI is becoming more and more fleshed out and it's becoming stronger, more legitimate thing. And right now there's like even now there is controversy behind AI generated images because of how it makes artists feel. Is an AI generated image considered art? Because it, you know, because they make really nice looking art, but it's based off of other people's art. So is this copyright? Like, is this like what is this? Is this really art, or like a person didn't make this? There's no emotional attachment to it. Is this considered art? Is this considered copyright? And then in the similar case, if you're a student who's growing up in the age of AI art or AI technology, now you're just depending on AI technology to cheat for you, basically. So is AI cheating now at that point in terms of both art and academics and stuff like that? You don't learn the skills. You're getting an AI robot just to do this shit for you. So yeah, I mean, I'd say it's cheating, but it's very controversial. You know, interesting. Social credit score is coming through in China. It's not exaggerated. In the future, they can delete your social security / bank accounts, and you're screwed. It saves time. Is steroids cheating? It depends, I think, in the situation. The new IRL streamer is a cam on a rolling bot. That's tight. You know? What about deepfakes? What happens when they frame you for crimes? That is another interesting point that I feel like needs to be taken into consideration. Right now, deepfakes, in parentheses, porn, is kind of, what's the word? It's kind of, it's a moral issue, right? Because now you can put your face and you can jerk off to like anyone that you can imagine, right? So that's kind of without their consent too. So that's kind of messed up, I guess, in a way. But I don't think it really harms anyone for the most part until you get into the topic of AI generated for evil. And you can create this AI generated person who has Tom Cruise's voice and face, and he says something like something like I Show Speed said, something racist. Like you have Tom Cruise saying something racist, or I Show Speed saying some racist shit, and then he can just come out and be like, hey, no, that wasn't me, that was a deep fake, I was framed, who do we believe? You know, it's crazy. AI only smart as what puts in, that's all from humans, but with more automation humans will get dumber and AI will too. LMAO. Interesting. Yeah, I think that without I mean, I don't know, it's hard to like okay, I have a wider topic that's kind of related to that. The destruction of creativity is a real thing because of AI. I kind of agree with that. Not only creativity, but also like workforce and labor and motivation. So okay, let me give you an example. Right, in the past, a long time ago, when we were in the roaring 20s or whatever, in the recession, and we needed labor, the labor force, labor market, the work that was valuable at the time were people who knew how to make cars and like build stuff, engineers and things like that, right? Going to space. I'm not saying that the interest in all of those hasn't changed, but I feel like these days, with the possibility of people making their liveliness, like actually surviving off of having jobs like being a content creator and being a YouTuber and like investing in crypto and stuff like that, which does not, like, none of these necessarily give all that much back to society. I mean, maybe in a creative sense where you're a content creator and you make a video or a movie or something like that, music. I mean, it gives back culturally, but where are the cars that are being built? Where's the leather work? Like, skills like that don't exist now because the generations that exist in these days are not interested in doing stuff like that. They're not interested in building things with their hands, which, so I feel like the skill market of analog creation is no longer going to exist. It's going to become extinct. Humans don't do this stuff anymore because they don't know how to do it, and robots just do all that shit. And it's going to be really interesting. I can't say if that's good or a bad thing, because essentially what that means is that we're becoming more efficient to create. We're being more efficient as people because now we don't have to do things like that, and robots and stuff and manufacturing factories and stuff can produce stuff like that on a mass scale, therefore bringing the cost down, and it's just more efficient. But like we don't have premium goods anymore because of that. No one's buying good shit. Like, we, you know. So it's interesting. I don't know. It's like I don't know what I think about. Do you ever think about how useless some jobs are? Yeah, all the time. But I have a big admiration for, like, cause can you imagine a world where like there's no more cooks? Like, robots make all our food, like space food and shit, right? Like, they just poop out some gel. Some fucking gel just comes out of this machine and you taste it. And it's just like, wow, this shit tastes so good. It's like a fucking prime rib dinner. But you're just eating a fucking weird jello shit, right? Like, can you imagine that world? Where's the heart? Where's the, like, the time and the skill and everything that went into it? Yes, probably at some point it's not efficient anymore, but it's just like a type of quality of just... And you know, if that stuff still exists in that time, the cost of it is crazy high. It's so interesting. This is the world that we're going to. It sucks. It's very interesting. I'm using a chat GPT to help me solve problems at work, adapt to the times, use it as a companion. Don't fear it. I don't fear it. I welcome that shit. But I do think that with the advancement of all those stuff, we also lose things that are also kind of important. Like, we're losing that labor market that is so skilled with their hands. But I mean, like, get good, noob. Become a content creator. Theory of nothingness. Yeah. I'm an embracer. I'll be honest. I'm an embracer, but it's an interesting thing to talk about. Okay. That's the Chat GPT. Let's do a little bit of unboxings, and then I want to talk about two topics. One about the Miyochi's. I guess I don't really have that much to think about for that one. Okay, let me cover that really quick, and then the iShowSpeed situation. So, Miyochi, who is a IRL streamer from South Korea. I met her at TwitchCon. She's very pretty, and she's nice. I would open the door for her. She is traveling to India, and I guess she got harassed by a couple of Indian guys on the street. This became viral, and she started getting interviewed by the media, and she was on a newspaper which got published, and all of this shit happened. So it got crazy, and there's like a lot of back and forth between like I was reading the comments of how like this issue is like the reality of women, especially in some countries like the Middle East and India and stuff like that. Personally, I feel like the situation that happened to her, I'm glad that it wasn't worse than that. I'd say. I mean, I guess it was a bad experience, but I'm glad like nothing too bad happened, and I think she handled it very well. Jay's GF is she his GF now? I guess so. But anyways, I think she handled it really well. But like the talking point that I want to cover, the whole point of reason why I bring this up, and I'm scratching my foot right now. The whole point that I want to bring this up is not so much about like harassment to women and like the cultural implications, because like a lot of I was reading like a lot of people who are commenting it from India. Majority of the people were supporting her, but there were a few comments that were like go back to your country, and like you are painting a bad picture of Indians, and stuff like that, which is like it's done to even like try to call that out, right? But the point that I want to bring up is that it's like stuff like that is the reality. Not only is it the reality for some women, but it's also the reality for like IRL streamers. So it's like hard because you put yourself in that situation where something bad could happen, and it's always the risk that you take as an IRL streamer. And that's what I wanted to bring up, because when I do IRL streaming too, there's always that thought of like something might happen and you don't know, and it's gonna be like something might like some guy might just fuck with you just because you're streaming. And she put in a tweet like, yeah, this happened to me, I don't know, it makes me not want to stream, or like I don't know if I want to stream, or something like that. So I mean, like, I don't know if streaming really makes a difference in that situation, because I think they probably would have catcalled her no matter what, even if she wasn't streaming. But like, it's kind of it's rough, you know, as a IRL streamer. I don't like being harassed by women. I say. Similar thing happened to Awkward Travel. The guy was found and punished by the Thailand police. I guess it's bad PR for their tourism industry. Hell yeah. Do you guys think maybe if it's because she's IRL streaming, it kind of like helped her out? So maybe it was a good thing that she was IRL streaming, right? Remember the Mexican mom girl who accosted you? Accosted me? What's up, the Angola? Got accosted, you know? So I was thinking about stuff like that. So like, what if something bad happens to you? Like, fortunately, nothing too bad has happened to me, but it comes to the point where like IRL streaming is really hard. You know what I mean? Is it worth doing? I don't know. Anyways, that's the point that I want to bring up as like also an IRL streamer. You gotta consider shit like that. Okay, and then I show speed. So, if you guys don't know, I show speed was at the World Cup or whatever, and there was a Chinese guy, and then I show speed said some like kind of what could be interpreted as racially racial stuff, you know. I really like this angle that much. Basically, he was like konnichiwa, but the guy was Chinese, so it could be considered offensive because you're not being like. I feel like it could be considered two ways, where like maybe he didn't know he was like Chinese or Asian, or Chinese or Japanese or whatever, but he thought he was Japanese, so he wanted to be nice or whatever, right? And introduce himself in his language, or at least try, right? It turns out he's Chinese, so if you get that shit wrong, it's very like annoying from the other guy, right? I saw the clip. It seemed pretty obvious he was trying to be offensive. Yeah. Wow, your setup is beautiful and eye-catching. Thank you. I appreciate it. If you didn't have the camera above, would have been worse. Oh. But you, okay. Maybe it wouldn't even have happened if I didn't have the camera though, right? I show speed is the L magnet recently. Yeah. Okay, so the reason why I bring this up, and I don't really want to debate on whether or not this is a racist thing or not, because I think that what it really comes down to is I don't think he was. I do think that he wasn't trying to be racist, but it was kind of like, do you guys remember when those two girl streamers got into trouble because they were streaming in Koreatown, and then one of the girls saw a black guy and she was like, hold your purse or whatever, or it's like hold your purse, and then hella people got offended about that. So I don't think like these are kind of what people were saying are like microaggressions. I feel like they're not necessarily like they're not necessarily like trying to be racist on purpose, but they want to kind of like make a joke for content, and they're going in that direction because they're in the moment, you know, and they're like, I want to say something about this situation that I think that my chat might find funny, you know. And I think it sucks because I understand it, being an IRL streamer and being a streamer in general. I can see where they're coming at, because you kind of have to be on your toes. You have to be good at improv to kind of like want to make a joke in that situation. But at the same time, like the jokes that are coming to you might not be like the best jokes, right? And you have to kind of really process in your mind. But it's happening in real time. It's happening pretty fast. So you want to like, okay, here's the joke. This is the thing that I came up with. Konnichiwa, hold your purse, or whatever, right? That's kind of, it could be funny. You know what I mean? And then you look back on it and it's like, damn, that was not a good idea, right? So, I like, a lot of people were upset about it, and I think understandably so, because they shouldn't default to such low-hanging fruit jokes. But I think the biggest travesty is that those jokes are not even funny. Like, a joke is supposed to be funny. Like, even if you wanted to pull out something like that, that shit's not even funny. It's like not. It's like it itself is not even funny. It's cringe, and you double down on it. So it's like, Wasn't he almost set fire in his house by setting off a Pikachu firework in his room? I'm sure he did a lot of crazy stuff, including that. But yeah, that's the guy. Racial jokes can be funny, but never a good idea. I'm the type of guy that thinks racial jokes are funny. I think I got into a situation where I talked to this person, and this person said, racism is never funny. But like, if you go to a stand-up comedy and they say some jokes about like, you know, race or whatever, in my opinion, I think they're pretty funny. But it has to be funny, you know? Like, are racial jokes accepted at like when and where are racial jokes accepted? And I do agree that there's like a time and place for them. But I think that in general, if you're gonna go make a joke about anything, whether it be racial or whatever, making fun of someone, it has to at least be funny, you know? And shit like this happens all the time, especially in the chat, where people in the chat try to make jokes, but they are not good jokes. They're like you can just tell it's like an annoying comment, you know? It's not even like, you're not even trying to be funny. It's just, you just want to say some shit, right? So, if it's your own race, when you're making fun of yourself. M1K33, whatever the rest of your name is. I'm gonna need a title explanation. So, this stream is basically, I do a mukbang and I do an unboxing, but there's a lot of topics that I want to bring up that happened throughout the week. This week we're talking about AI. We're talking about chivalry. We've talked about being an IRL streamer getting harassed, and racism that's happening with iShowSpeed. So I think I'm going to do some unboxings too, but these are just topping points that I wanted to just bring up. My group of friends is so diverse, and all we do is say racist stuff to each other, each of us, and that's honest the best part of our friendship. So, okay, I think that if it's amongst your friends and your friends think it's funny and it's like of course, okay, you're doing it amongst your friends, right? I think it depends. But I think in general that's okay, because you're doing it you're doing it like in a controlled environment, you know? I means love in Japanese. What am I trying to say here? Okay, I have a good example of this. I recently watched this TikTok of this guy duetted this girl's TikTok, and the original TikTok was of a Korean girl who made a TikTok thing that said like, when people call me Chinita, I think that's what she said, but she's Korean. Hey, thank you for the follow. So, who even followed me? Miko21, thanks for the follow. Is that right? I don't know if there's any Latin or Hispanic people who know Spanish, but basically, I think it's Chinita, which means like a Chinese person, Chinese girl, right? So some people would refer to her because she's Asian, but Chinita, but she's Korean, so it's not technically accurate. It's not correct, right? So it's annoying to her that they do that. So she kind of made a TikTok that semi calls it out, and then another guy duetted that or stitched to it, and then he pulled out this whole thing about like this is a racist thing to say, and that Hispanics should do better, and try and like, don't say that. There's like a word for Asian. If you don't know what Asian they are, right, just call them Asian. Don't call them Chinese. That's racist. That's like calling calling a Mexican person Guatemalan or something like that, or I don't know. It's just an example, right? That makes sense, right? So there was a lot of people in the comments, not like a lot, but there's a minority of people in the comments who are trying to justify the reason why they use the word chinita. And then this girl, she said basically, she's like, us calling them chinita has nothing to do with them being Chinese. It has to do with them having slanty eyes, and we just say it like that, and it's the culture. So the guy like replies to that, and he just says, dude, that's exactly what racism is. Is that you are like doubling down on that, because like you're generalizing this, and you're just saying that's just how we've been doing it, and we should accept it like that. Like, you know what we have been doing in the past for many years? We've had slavery as well. So it's like, that's not an excuse to just say that we did that. But a lot of people are saying like this exists amongst this is just a common like mindset that happens amongst Hispanics or something like that. So, I mean, I'm not Hispanic and I'm not Chinese, and I don't have this personal experience either, but I just thought it was an interesting interaction that happened on the internet, you know. In my family circle, I am known as Chino, but I'm Mexican. Chino means Chinese guy? Maybe? You can't bring me a Mexican offended by race, lol. They're the best, to be honest. Yeah. I mean, I don't want to say that anyone is like, they were offended in this situation, but you can't deny that it's can be annoying because it's like kind of racist, you know. Chinos are pants. True. So yeah, anyways, how do you guys feel about this whole situation between iShowSpeed? Like, okay, I feel like all those things are kind of related, right? I think people are being racist on purpose, but maybe we should be better at communicating and not being like this. And especially for me, the reason why this kind of hits home is because that it's like a common content creator mistake to make, right? People, this happens because you want to do jokes like that because you want to be funny. The old ways of Hispanic culture throws out the offensive slang, kind of. Hello. Not that it's okay, it's just done between friends, or the perception of friends. Yeah, I understand that. But it's kind of just like, that's what kind of people were trying to say. So like the reply to that type of comment in the TikTok was like, oh, so is racism part of your culture? And then they're like, that's not what I'm saying, but you know. iShowSpeed needs a better manager or handler before he wrecks his career, quote unquote. Dude, one of the things you have to think about is that iShowSpeed is 17 years old. That guy is so young. He doesn't have a lot of experience. He's not developed, but he has a platform of like a couple millions of viewers, followers, you know. Speed is the type of person who's always on that fine line and walks it very carefully, sometimes not carefully. Yeah, I'm Japanese and Mexican. I'm F both ways. Let's get into some unboxings, and then we'll talk about the Game Awards. I want to show you guys something. So we'll get into the more boring stuff. Let me clean this thing out. Anyways, if you guys are new to my stream, I guess I could introduce myself. My name is John. I'm an IRL streamer based out of Los Angeles, California. I do this stream every once in a while, every week I try to at least, where I have a meal and then we chat. It's kind of like we're eating together or sharing a meal together. I also have an addiction to shopping, so I'm gonna unbox some stuff. I think some of this stuff is like things that came in after the Black Friday stuff, so I have a few things I'm gonna unbox. Let me zoom out a little bit. What you get? Yeah, you'll see. So what all the mods are asking for is $10 gallon gas. What? I just unboxed a new iPad Air. Nice. Racism is a part of all culture. I like how Destiny said speed is Kai and can't, and then called them black zoomers a demographic. It's pretty funny that he was the biggest white knight for the longest time, but said all that racist stuff. Hell yeah, I saw that comment. I saw that video that Destiny said all that shit. That is a huge Destiny L that he said that. Like, first of all, he said, he like makes that comment that he's Kai in like related to like a racist thing. That's kind of fucked up. And then he makes that like that generalization. And Destiny is the guy who is like, he debates against fucking radical conservatists. What's the word? Destiny is an idiot. I dig the electric skateboard. Can you see my electric skateboards? They're off the side here. The younger groups are less so because they're more aware. Posta boy, what up? Oh, did you see me on Ogre Princess's stream? Is that why? Yeah, guys, if you guys didn't know, I was hanging out with Ogre Princess last night here in K-Town. She's here in LA. Also, who's here in LA? Big Cocoa Buns. So I said to you guys I was gonna stream on Saturday. That might not be the case anymore because I might meet either of them, either Big Cocoa Buns or Ogre Princess or both. Two girls from Canada who are currently in Los Angeles who are streaming here. So we might hang out with them. I don't know if there's any stream plans, but yeah. Thanks for the follow, Posta Boy Mochi Bodhi, and hello, Raz. What up? How'd it go? Yeah, it was cool. She's fun. Two girls at the same time, man. John's Canadian crush. I'll be honest. She's pretty. Oh! Yes! Yeah, this came after the Black Friday unboxings. But I bought this also on Black Friday. It came in a little late. This is the PGY Tech Mantis Pod 2.0 remote control kit. So if you guys don't know, I want to show this to you. Hold on. If you guys don't know, forgot about that. If you guys don't know, I have the PGY Tech Mantis Pod 1.0, which is right here. I have the Mantis Pod Pro, and if you guys are wondering what this is exactly, this is kind of like a selfie stick. I bought this twice because I lost it the first time I bought it at an anime convention. I just put it down and I walked away. But this is my favorite selfie stick because it works so well. It's made out of some type of metal of some kind. And you pull it up, it goes like this. You put the camera on top of there. It's opposable, it goes like this. You can make it flat, you can do all this shit with it. And this is like $150 or something like that, but you can find it cheaper sometimes. One of my suggestions on this that would be a really good upgrade is if they can include a remote for this, so I can just press the remote and like vlog. So it's like a kind of like a vlogging selfie stick, but I mean instead you have to like press the button up here, which is like I guess not that big of a deal, right? And without knowing, they decided that they're gonna make one, so they made one with a remote control. So I had to buy it. That was basically the biggest upgrade that I wanted. The Mantis Pod 1 with a remote control. So essentially that's what this is, but there are some other upgrades. And I think they also made this out of a different material because it's much cheaper. You can buy this whole thing for about $89. So you might be in Cocoa Puff stream on Saturday. Yeah, we didn't really plan anything yet. Let me take this out of there. We didn't plan anything yet, but she approached me to like stream together and hang out. Also, the packaging is much smaller too. So here it is. This is the remote control that comes with this Mantis RCM1. And this is the PGY Tech Mantis Pod 2.0. So this recently just came out like the week of Thanksgiving, and there was a 10% off coupon, so I used that to get this. I think I paid about 80 bucks. I want a new unboxing knife. Ooh, here it is. This is the instructions. All the different ways that you can use this thing. It'll explain the whole thing, both in English and Chinese. Pretty cool. This is it. Some card that they have. So it comes with this. This is the Mantis Pod itself. Ooh. And I can see why it's cheaper. Take off the little sticker on here. So this is the handle itself. It looks much less robust. Explains why it's cheaper. And here is the head. Here it is. The head is much different than the Mantis Pod Pro's head. Looks like this. I guess you guys gotta twist this and turn it. And the way to mount it is a 1/4 inch screw. So it's a little bit different than the other one. So there we go. And the quick disconnect, or the quick release plate that you put on a camera. So I'll grab a camera just for the sake of this. Let me open this first. The remote. So me opening this up right now, I'm already noticing that this is made out of a lot cheaper material. It's made out of some type of plastic, as opposed to the other one, which I think is made out of like a aluminum or magnesium or something like that. So this is the remote, made out of plastic. The remote looks pretty cool. And I suppose you just pop it in right here. There we go. Sweet. There we go. Now we got a remote. How do you charge this guy? Like the remote? Is there a battery or something? Oh, it's USB-C rechargeable. Okay. So one of the things I already don't like is that this remote holder is not magnetized. So I feel like the remote could fall off. And the remote itself is like $20. But it's pretty secure on there and it's almost flush. It looks like it belongs there. But can you guys hear this? Let me pause the music really quick. So let me... So it's made out of like a much cheaper material than this one. Look at this one. You can hear the difference. And this feels really good to hold, but this is a little bit lighter, I would say, than the Mantis Pod Pro. So yeah, that's that. I think basically everything else works similar. It has the locking mechanism for the quick release, and now it has like a tightening knob instead of the original one, which had a tightening like latch right here where you tighten it. Some people would say that this latch would get loose over time. In which case, this one, it won't get loose because you just tighten it. But I feel like this is a little bit less robust than the Pro version. But it is a lot cheaper. There's... Real Kuma, what's up? You and Selfie Sticks always get separated, so you better glue an air tag. Is there not a thing to put like a wrist strap on this guy? I don't think there is. Let me put the music back on. Okay. So, here are the things about this. It has a cold shoe mount here. So you can put on like a light or a microphone or something like that. So it has a cold shoe mount. Just put that right there. And the real thing about this selfie stick is that it has this little thing that pops out, which is also made out of a metal. It's pretty hard to slide out there though. And the point of this little clip is that you can hook it onto like a wall or something and it will hang like that so that you can get shots like that. So let me grab a camera. See what that looks like. Excuse me. Can the remote be put into the older stick? It cannot, because there's no place for it. Good question though. I think it would be pretty cool if you can use the remote in tandem with the older stick, because the Mantis Pod Pro is really like my favorite selfie stick. But I could probably see myself using this one more because it's essentially the same thing, but now it has a remote. But yeah, it definitely feels like much cheaper. Okay, so there we go. So you got the camera on here. You can change the level of this, make it go low, make it go high. Does it have that other thing where it like pops out? There's a thing that you could do where, oh no, you can't do it, right? Yeah, it doesn't feature that. This one has something else where you can take the head out and you can have like a bigger thing. Hold up. How do you do that? If this isn't enough of a selfie stick for you to hold, what you can also do with this one, like if it's too small of a distance, like you can't get that far out there with this, what you can also do with the Pro version is you could put the head, which is like cold shoe, has a cold shoe mount over there. You can put the head into this part right here. Like so. And now you have kind of like a longer selfie stick that's like this, which is pretty cool. So you can get additional length off of it. So that's a feature that's been removed on the 2.0. But I don't think I would have ever used that feature, to be honest. But still pretty solid. Yeah, this is still pretty pretty good, I think. I like it still. There you go. Anyways, yeah, that's the Mantis Pod 2.0. As I mentioned, next year I'll be doing a lot more YouTube and TikTok. So that'll help me out. Even though I bought the original Mantis Pod and I haven't really used it yet. Charging cable. And also comes with a few hex keys, or Allen wrenches, as some people might say. Charging cable. Can the remote be put into the... Oh, I already read that. Okay, let me put this back. I bought this myself for about 80 bucks. Thanks PGY Tech for the $10 coupon, $10 off. That's that. Oops. Okay. Values, John. I can pay you less for a shitty moderator. What are you talking about? Moderators? Maybe we can talk about that topic about Kai Senat said something about if moderators should get paid. I think that's kind of an interesting topic. Was this supposed to fit in here? Did this fit in here? How did I do this? This feels like it doesn't fit in here. Is this right? What? How did I do this? Oh, it was the other way? Maybe? I think it was in here. This was in here. You should mention it needs a gimbal and maybe the next version will have it. You know who always suggests a gimbal? Fucking Warcraft Andy. That guy's like, oh yeah, the stabilization's not really good on that camera. I'll need a gimbal. And I'm like, bro, just get good at holding the camera. What do you mean you need a gimbal? Just get good, bro. Needs a gimbal. Gimbals are for noobs. I'm just kidding. Alright. Put that away. Next thing is this bad boy. Here we go. Whew. So, let me tell you about this thing first. So this is something that I didn't know released yesterday. I bought it kind of on Cyber Monday off of eBay, and I thought this was released earlier, but I found out that this actually came out yesterday. This store on eBay was selling it for $50 cheaper than the retail price. And me thinking that this had came out like before. I'm buying it late. I was like, oh, okay, that's a pretty good deal. And then the person said to me that this is coming from Hong Kong, so there might be a shipping delay. So I thought to myself, is this like real? Is this authentic? But I read the person's rep on eBay, and people say that it's authentic, and they had good reviews. They had actually quite a lot of reviews. But I just thought it was kind of weird. And this person sold like 41 of these. So I want to say this is not authentic. But we'll see. If it's not authentic, I can return it for eBay. I could try to get this authentically. However, I don't really like getting fake shoes. But I already said what it is, but I didn't mean to reveal. This is the box. This already looks suspicious. Look at this box. It's kind of scuffed. Sometimes things get scuffed. This was shipping from Hong Kong. It has a plasticky smell, which is also not good. It's in a sealed box. Okay, so what I purchased was the Nike Air Max Scorpion FK. And I bought this kind of impulse buy. We're working to ditch the double box and ship shoes in a single shoe box made with at least 90% recycled content. So this is it. I thought these looked really cool, so I wanted to get... Damn, they smell like... They smell like the chemical that you get when you're dissecting an animal, like in science class. But this is it. Ew. I know some people might not like these because they're really weird, but I thought that that was kind of the charm of these shoes. But I don't know how to tell if these are fake or not. So I'm gonna hold on to these. I think the biggest thing is that the smell is very chemically. And usually with fakes, like when I see people try to authenticate fakes, they often smell it. And there's a heavy, preservation type of, preservative smell. You know what I mean? That's not often found on regular shoes. But I mean, it doesn't, it looks pretty solid to me. Fake? How can you tell that these are fake? Besides the fact, if you didn't know that these came from Hong Kong and they were being sold, cheaper. Because you can go on fake, rep websites too. These are probably unauthorized authentics, UAs or something, or whatever. And they're being sold for $100. But I think I might hold on to these for a little bit, and I'm gonna compare them with a real one that's in a shoe. Maybe I'll go to Undefeated or something like that, and I want to compare if these are authentic or not. But they look I mean, I've never had a pair before, so I have nothing to compare it with, but they look really clean, and there's nothing oh, that's obviously not correct. There's the logo here. Fishy box, yeah. This looks legit, right? The swoosh looks legit, right? It's not weird. There's no extra glue. I mean, kind of, but it's not that big of a deal. Nothing about this shoe makes it seem like it's not legit. John buying some ugly shoes lately. Do you guys think this is ugly? When these came out, so these came out in 2 colorways, a black and purple colorway and like a off-white and yellow colorway. And I really liked the off-white and yellow colorway, but I know I'm not going to wear white shoes because they get dirty. And I didn't like the black and purple one because of the purple, pretty much. It looked like an alien. But I thought these were really interesting shoe. They're really fucking weird. These are the Air Max Scorpion. I'm going to put it on. And I bought these for $200. And I'll be kind of salty if I find out that these are fake, because you can get fake ones for like $100. I'm trying to put this on somehow so that you can see it. Can you jump cars in those? I don't think so. I don't think these get it authenticated. You know, if you... What's up, Brian Nostalgic? If you buy shoes off eBay, they have a service that you can check if they're authentic or not. But this shoe did not go through that service because a lot of shoe listings now have like authenticity guaranteed, but this one didn't, so it didn't go to their authenticating factory. They fit really well though. Can't really see very well on these. They're like platform shoes. I'm like an inch taller. They kind of remind me of Vapor Maxes, but less comfortable. I feel like I'm wearing platform shoes. I feel like these are girly shoes. You can't see it, but I mean, they're kind of cool. I like them. I like them. Are they loose stitches or glue on the logo? No. The only glue that's kind of like... The only glue that you can kind of see, okay, maybe not from this angle, is the seam between the sole and the midsole and the shoe upper. You see that? I can't really focus on this as easily, but you can kind of see this glue here. But it doesn't look too bad, right? It looks quite intentional. And it goes out through just the heel and maybe some parts of this area too. But I mean, it doesn't look like it's out of place. And I don't see any weird stitching either. It looks legit to me. It's just the smell. It smells like it's fake. It's a fishy, not fishy, but like fishy as in it's suspicious. It has a suspicious smell. Let's compare it from a video. These just came out, so I don't know if there's any really videos on it, but I'll probably check it later. But don't worry. Does it have an SKU tag? It does, yeah. Here we go. Can you guys see that? This is the SKU tag. Does it look legit? I can't really see it from here. Let me like look at it myself. Made in Vietnam. Obviously this is gonna say the same exact stuff. But I'm gonna take a picture of this. I think probably the tag is the easiest way to tell. And this did not also ship in like a legit box. It shipped in one of those like we're trying to reduce the waste box. You know what I mean? It was like one of those kind of things. Scan. I'm trying to take a picture. You can scan. Should I go to the QR code? What the? Skip. This came up when I did it. Oh. Is my crypto wallet my crypto wallet's drained now? They look pretty narrow to me. Every pair of authentic Nike shoes comes with a SKU number that's identical to the SKU number on their box. If the numbers are missing or do not match, they are likely fakes. SKU number. These are the DJ4702002. That's the typical number. That's the Nike code. It's usually like, it's usually a 6-digit code, and it ends with 3 numbers. So it's actually, sorry, a 9-digit code, but the last 3 numbers are the color code. This is 002. 010 means black, white, black. Yeah. DJ4702002. 002. So I mean, I don't know, man. They seem pretty legit to me, minus the smell. I don't know. I'll need to look at these compared to like a real pair from a store. But I mean, whatever. You guys don't like these anyways. But I think they're cool. Alright, let's unbox this one. Cops are coming to your house now. Okay, this is not so much of an unboxing as it is more so like, because it's already unboxed, but it's more like a reveal of the box. So I'm going to show you guys this. This is what I bought recently, which also came with this. I bought me the Insta360 X3, and I've been wanting this. Hopefully he boxed a new knife. Yeah, I need a new unboxing knife. I want like a cool, interesting one though. This is the only like unboxing knife that I have. I want like a, when Ness and I were at the Comic-Con, there was a booth. There's a lot of booths that were selling like swords and knives and stuff. And there was one pair of scissors that I thought was really cool, but they're selling it for 20 bucks. Anyways, I bought the Insta360 X3. And this is a 360 camera. This is the first 360 camera that I've owned. I've been wanting a 360 camera for a long time. But I've been debating whether or not I should get this one, which is the cheaper one. This costs new $450 versus the 1-inch version, which is the better, higher quality one. And that one is $750, so almost double the price. But the quality is a lot better. So someone was selling theirs. They were trying to get rid of it. They probably used it only like 1-day ski trip or whatever, and they didn't see the use of it anymore. They were selling this whole package, including the camera. I'm just like looking for this is in here. Including the camera itself, this little cover that they bought, including the selfie stick, which usually comes free if you buy it from, depending on which like retailer is selling this. So this is the one that becomes invisible. But I feel like you can just get any selfie stick. It doesn't really, there's nothing special about this selfie stick. And she also included 2 extra batteries. So these were like accessories that this lady got. And I bought the whole thing for $350. So this is a very interesting thing to have. And I wanted to show you guys what it's like. So there it is. Oops, the little thing is on. Here we go. Ooh. Cool. So I wanted to play around with this guy. Let me get like a little selfie stick or tripod to keep it up. Oh, I could use this, right? Where's this guy? Ah, it's not, because it's a 1/4 inch. Never mind. I was gonna use the new tripod that selfie stick that I got. How many more cameras do you need, John? Somebody made a comment earlier that said, like, you're broke. Don't you buy all these cameras and shoes? This unboxing is literally another pair of shoes and another camera. So, here it is. The 360 camera. I want to show you guys how this shit works. It's pretty interesting and cool. There we go. I'm going to connect it to my phone so you can see what this is like. One second, let me open the app up. Where's my beer? Here it is. Permissions? It's asking for permissions. Okay. All right. Settings. Connect. Please turn on the Wi-Fi. Oh, I closed it. Oops. Alright, here's the app. Settings. Connect. Connecting to 360 camera. Connected. I already took some videos. Let's get into it. Can I see? Whoa! This is it! Damn! Look at this! This is sick! What? Is there a way that I can pull this into my Twitch stream somehow? Because there is a way that you can stream off of this. I don't know how. I think I have to put it into... like, look, that's my softbox. That's right there. That's you guys, the chat, right here. That's what you guys look like. This is what the camera looks like. That's the microphone that's right next to you that I'm talking into. This is the right side of my desk with my beer and all that other stuff. This is actually an interesting experience. You can actually stream with the 360 camera. That's what I've held off on buying a 360 camera for a long time because of the fact that you probably could not realistically stream with the 360 camera on Twitch. You can stream with a 360 camera on YouTube, and I think you could have done it on Mixer. You can do it on Africa TV. I know that for a fact. I don't know if you can do it with this camera specifically, but the ingenuity that it takes to figure out how to do this is there's a little bit of footwork. So the idea was, especially I watched Cooksucks's YouTube review on this camera, and he told me he ended up returning it because ideally he wanted to use this for IRL streaming, but you kind of can't, because the only way this could stream is that you have to connect it to your phone, and then your phone has to send the signal out. Twitch does not support 360 video because 360 video is essentially, if not more than 4K video, because you're sending out video data that is the front and the back and the sides. You're sending that much amount of data, so 4 times the amount of whatever the resolution is, equivalent of just a regular Twitch stream, 16 by 9 1080p stream. So this is basically a 4K stream, even though the quality is not 4K, because you're sending it that much. You can, yeah, he had one. If you look on YouTube, Cooksucks he made a review of the Insta360 X3, same exact camera, but he told me he ended up returning it because he couldn't really stream from it. And it makes sense, but I think that we can try to figure out how to stream with this at one point. So like you can do Facebook, YouTube, Kawaii Live, and RTMP. So I think if I had an RTMP that I can connect to this and figure this out, we can do that. I do have one, but it's being used for the TikTok stream. I wonder if I could use this for TikTok. So the issue with this video is that if you want to stream to a platform like Twitch, for example, Twitch doesn't support 360 video. So there's two things that you could do. You either get the still frame, the 2D non-360 still frame, and just stream it like this and try to figure out how to get the perspective. Yo, Tofu thanks Senpai. Yo, dude, how's it going, dude? How are you? I hope you're doing well. Tofu Senpai is from Canada. I think he said he recently moved here to LA. I met him at TwitchCon and at another event. Shout out Tofu Senpai. Hope you're doing well. Holy crap, this looks so good. I can't do the face. Thank you, appreciate it. I'm glad you like this looking good. Is this the 50 mil? I don't think this is the 50 mil, is it? Hold up. Can I make this look better? This is the 50 mil. Hold on. Time out. Time out. Okay. Is this gonna work? I don't know if this is gonna work, but how about this? I can't do the Chad face. It's so dark here too. It's the ISO's at 1,000. What the? Can't do it. Anyways, hey Tofu Senpai, what's up? Welcome to the stream. There we go. I can't do it. Anyways, we're talking about this 360 camera. What's up, Tofu Senpai? How's it going? What are you up to? I wanna figure out how to stream from this 360 camera. And there, you could do the unstitched version where it just has like the entire 360 image like laid flat, but I feel like that looks weird. So we'll see what we can do. What if I turn this sideways? Can I? You can zoom out too. I don't know how to do this. This is my streaming room. Whoa, crazy. Stalking your TikTok and YouTube, but vibing. Turn on landscape. How do you do that? Like this? That. Does it rotate? I don't think it does that. What is reframe live? Reframe live? I gotta learn more about this shit, but I don't know how to do it. The aperture dome? Oh yeah, this one? This guy? Yeah, this is what my stream setup looks like. So this is my light dome, it's pretty huge. This is the chat, which is right here. This is the camera that you can't really see. It's that guy. This is my microphone. This is actually a pretty good way to like show my setup. Because POV, you're a 360 camera in my room. There's another camera right here. You can't really see it. This is my computer. Can't really see it very well too. This is me. This is the chat. There's a light on top of my head too. How far can I take this? Can I move this around? This is my background. There's a light on the ground too. That's like shooting up this way. And that's my DJ setup. You can see that I hardly ever use. There's like a table here with a bunch of shit on it. How long does it take for you to make wash and make salad? 4 hours? It's a weird question. I don't know what that means. I don't make salads or make wash. Anyways, so yeah, I bought this 360 camera, not so much for streaming, but for the YouTube videos that I'll be making next year. So this will hopefully be pretty fun for vlogging and stuff like that. So yeah, I want to play around with this more. I bought it for $350 off of a girl who was trying to get rid of it. One more unboxing. One more unboxing. I have this guy. Boom. Bought this yesterday. What this is shoo, medicine. I'm just kidding. This isn't medicine. Can you attach that to your e-board? Yeah, if I could just figure out how to do some routing with it. We can figure out some routing situation. This is the hard cover for the screen. This is a screen protector for the Insta360. So what I want to do is I want to apply this. Let me turn this shit off. What we want to do, let me get like a mat here of some kind. Where's my Ouija board? I don't know where my Ouija board is. There. Hopefully the ghosts that live here in this house will give me some good luck. What we want to do is we want to apply this screen protector, and I need to buy another thing to protect the lenses, but what I'm gonna do is we're gonna wipe it down. Attached to your e-board would be shaky, wouldn't it? I don't know. We can try. I mean, I know this thing has like a digital image stabilization, so I'm not 100% sure about the shakiness of it. But yeah, these are things that I want to, try and test out. So I wiped it down. There are things that you can get that help it from shaking, like a stabilizer kind of thing. So we're wiping this down, and then This is a lot easier than doing it on a phone because the screen size is much smaller. You guys always have to worry about like hairs and shit getting in that on it, right? What do I do? Am I supposed to pull this thing off? There's like a little tab here. What's the instructions? 1. Clean the camera screen surface. 2. Use dust absorber to remove screen surface. Tear the protective layer back of the protective film. Automatic adsorption. Spelled with a D. Protective to the screen. Gently press. Gotcha. Okay, we gotta pull this thing off. There we go. Listen to that. There we go. Okay. Naizu. OJO love Nicole. Thanks for the follow. I have attached a camera to my snowboard once, really shaky, but that was long ago with an old camera. Oh. Adsorption is a word? Is it really? Adsorption? What's up, Slice? Long time no see. Wait, do you have a... Did you change your name? Oh no, that's still the like, you're using a capital I still. Adsorption. Bubbles? I don't think I got any bubbles. I think I did it pretty well for the most part. It's me just pushed into place. I'm still a fraud, lol. Okay, oops, that's not the one. I thought you were able to secure the actual slice. So there we go, I got a 360 camera. Nice. Hey, you play, I was gonna ask you that. I was not able to play any Street Fighter 6. I played it once at Evo. But there was another chance that I had to play it, because it was at like this other event. But oh, it was at TwitchCon, but I didn't have any chance to play it at TwitchCon because I was busy working there. And then it was at this like TwitchCon after party, which I also didn't really try because I was busy getting free drinks. So, but I know that people are like hacking it and shit so that they can play the beta or whatever. My friend did that. I was gonna ask you, how do you feel about Street Fighter 6? Guys, if you guys don't know, this person whose name actually has 2 eyes and not really an L. He's I went to college with this guy and we played Street Fighter together, but I'm a Tekken player. I don't know if you've seen the news, but I'm basically the world champ now at Street Fighter 6. I'm the world champ. Street Fighter 6 champion. Are you playing the... Are you doing like the fake beta shit? Christmas lo-fi? I'll play this Christmas lo-fi shit. Did you see the... Okay, hey, this is a good segue to go into the last topic that I wanted to talk about. I wanted to talk about the gaming awards that just happened earlier today. So if you guys don't know, Jeff Keighley, they're giving awards out to the best games that came out this year. It's mostly an event that people like watching to see the new announcements and trailers and shit. There were 2 trailers that were most notable for me. Maybe if anyone saw it, you can tell me your favorite game that you saw. But the 2 games that I saw, Street Fighter 6 and Tekken 8. And I want to show you guys the Tekken 8 trailer, and I want to react to it that was shown, because I thought it was pretty interesting. And I didn't really get... I was working at the time, so I couldn't really see it too in depth. But I peeked a little bit at the Street Fighter 6 trailer. Let's take a look. Are you excited for Project L? Hell yeah! I think out of all the games, I mean, I'm a Tekken player. I used to be a competitive Tekken player, but Tekken 8 so far, there isn't really that much information to get super excited of, even though that trailer was pretty cool. But the new Project 8 video that they came out with, that game looks so good. Let's react to all three of them. Hell yeah, Tofu Senpai says. Let's react. Where's my keyboard? Here it is. YouTube. Where's my screen capture? Is it this one? There it is. So if there's anyone watching on the TikTok restream, which I don't think there is, this might not be optimized for you guys to see, but it's all good. There we go. The Tekken 8 trailer a while ago looks fucking sick. The Kojima Awards? Didn't someone say his name wrong? He said like Hideo Kojima or something? Hideo Kojima? Which one should we look at first? Tekken 6? Let's look at the Street Fighter one, because I didn't really get to see that one. The Street Fighter 6 new character reveal trailer. Is it this one? 7 hours ago. Here we go. Alright, let me mute the music too. I'm a Melty Blood player. I'm a DBFZ and Guilty Gear player, so this game looks like the perfect thing. I played Guilty Gear too, but I stopped playing because I was getting annoyed of the balance. Like, what's that character's name? Nagoriyuki is like too good. So I didn't like it. So I stopped playing because of Nagoriyuki. But dang, I didn't know you played those games. That's cool. Let's watch the Street Fighter one, and then I want to watch the Tekken one, and then we'll look at the Project L video. I didn't really get to look at it too much, too. Damn, that's DJ? Damn, he's a rapper? Whoa. Spray painting vandals. Whoa. America, hell yeah. What is this? Is this that, like, create a character shit? What the fuck, Fork? What the hell? What the fuck is this? Italy? Oh, is that a... Who are these people? Are these characters? Okay, I think they revealed like the one-player modes, and I know the reason why they did that. The reason why they revealed these modes, these like really goofy, stupid, shitty-looking modes, is because of the way Street Fighter V was launched without one-player content, and hella people complained. They were like, this game is not a full game. Where's the one-player content? Where's arcade mode and shit like that? I can't believe people really give a fuck about it. But it was like a huge thing about how like the game wasn't complete. But like, who gives a fuck about these modes? You know? France? Ooh la la. Alright, let's see some real shit.
He was obsessed, you see, with finding an appropriate vessel for his power.
Damn! Look at that beard. Manon. She's French. Italian. I don't know. The guy kind of looks like Rugal. Damn, so she's a buff girl? I thought it was a guy. No! The guy has like psycho powers. Damn, she's buff. This game looks a lot like Street Fighter 5. Why is he shining? That looks tight. I like that step kick. Oh, why is the quality so shitty? Hold on. 480p. So what is Manon? That other chick is like a MMA fighter, it looks like. But Manon from France? I can't tell what she is. The date announced June 2nd. It was leaked a few hours earlier by PlayStation. It looks more like Tekken. Interesting. Alright, let's watch the Tekken trailer. Street Fighter 6 honestly doesn't really interest me that much because I wasn't a huge fan of Street Fighter 5. It looks cartoony. Oops. What the? What's going on? Why can't I type? What the hell? But I like the buff chick. You know, okay, here. I'll say this. I'll say this. Usually fighting games, they portray the female characters as like very sexy and like maybe there's the cute girl that's there. And I never understood, like, they have fat guys, right? Like Rufus was a fat guy. And like weird guys, but they don't have they only have like hot, sexy, pretty girls. Where's the fat, ugly girls, right? Who are buff? Is it because they don't want like where's the equality here, right? They don't have fat, ugly chicks who fight, but they put a buff chick in this one. What's her name again? Not Manon. What was her name? What was the girl's name? The chick looks like Magneto. Yeah, the Magneto chick. She looks cool. She looks the coolest out of all the characters that were revealed in that trailer, to be honest. I think I would play her. She looks cool. It's kind of like, what's that guy's name? Alex. But a female Alex. She's a Ronda Rousey. Alright. This is the Tekken trailer. When you... Oh, wait, you can't see it. Where's the Tekken trailer? I want to go a little in-depth on this, but we'll let it play out. Where's the screen cap? Here it is.
Peggy 16.
Damn, Kingdom Hearts intro. Drowning in the water. Grab her hand. So that's Jin's mom. Damn, Paul! Yo! Law looks sick. Damn! Explosions! Damn, there's hella colors and effects. Holy shit. MGM Grand. Damn, look at the stage. What the fuck? Oh, through the building. She got a bird? What the fuck is that? Now I can get watched in 8K. Okay, if you guys don't know, I was a competitive Tekken player, so this is very important to me. Not any of this shit, to be honest. Let's analyze this trailer really quick. I mean, okay, my thoughts are though. I'll say this, just judging from the trailer in general, it looks pretty cool. And you know me, I'm the type that doesn't like stuff easily, right? Like I don't get hype and I will criticize some shit. I will talk shit about anything, right? This shit looks tight. I don't know about Paul's hair though. Why does he have a Karen haircut? I don't know about the Karen haircut, but you know he looks pretty cool. Look at him. He's charging up some wind and shit for the Death Fist. Kaboosh, you know, Paul Feig. Dude, look at Law. Look at Law. Oh my god, look at this guy. Oh my god, I can't get the frame. Look at this guy, dude. Look at his face. He's constipated. Look at his face. Look at his tits. Damn. He looks good. He is buff as fuck. Jesus. Constipated with tits out. Okay, what I didn't understand about this trailer is that he's using nunchucks. And look at all the effects, dude. They added so many effects. Tekken is not a game with weapons. Traditionally, like some characters have weapons, like Yoshimitsu, but Law never really had a weapon unless it's like an item move. So I'm assuming this is his super. So I want to say this kind of like reconfirms that supers are in Tekken 8. Tekken Caliber. But he looks. Look at the wings, dude. He's got wings over here. Shit. He looks cool. He has like armbands and the sweat coming off of his... The steam coming off of the evaporated sweat. He has a slinky behind him for some reason. There's a slinky there. You never know when you need a slinky. Paul's got knee pads, dude. Hey, Paul, what are the knee pads for? What are the knee pads for, bro? Spending some time on your knees. Look at this guy. He has a rail gun. Holy shit, dude. Look at Jack has a rail gun and he flies. I mean, I guess he's always flying. Okay, this was disappointing to me. King looks the same. Like he has okay, maybe the design and the color of his clothes are different colors. But it's the same as Tekken 7. He's got the fucking cape and shit. Where's the cowboy hat? You know? Same moves, pretty much. There were a lot of effects.